Stock markets soar after details from the US-China deal emerge. South African migrants draw scorn from leftists for being white, and President Trump draws fire over a $400 million Qatari 747. I'm Tony Kinnett of the Daily Signal's Tony Kinnett Cast, syndicated nationally at 7 p.m. Eastern. It is Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. This is the Daily Signal's top news in 10. Following the announcement of a 90-day pause on the US-Chinese trade war from Secretary Bessent and U.S. Trade Ambassador Jamieson Greer, the stock market soared. The Dow Jones on Monday shot up 1,160 points, that's about 2.8%. The Nasdaq up 779 points, about 4.3%. And the S&P 500, 184 points, or just over 3.2%. The terms of this 90-day tariff pause deal: the U.S. agrees to lower tariffs on Chinese goods from 30% down from 145%, and China agrees to reduce tariffs on U.S. imports to 10% down from 125%. Here's Secretary of the Treasury Scott Bessent on some of those details.
To what was a very positive process. We have reached an agreement on a 90-day pause and substantially moved down the tariff levels. Both sides on the reciprocal tariffs will move their tariffs down 115%. We had very robust discussions. Both sides showed great respect.
Bessent also described the administration's goal in reshoring certain manufacturing procedures in the future, what that looks like going forward. Here you go.
This administration is running full speed to make sure that what we saw during COVID never happens again. So it's a combination of, it can be tariffs, but again, it is the administration moving as quickly as possible to make sure that we are self-sufficient in the strategic industries.
I think that's completely understandable from the United States side. And I wonder, Mr. Secretary, whether the Chinese understood that. Did you get the sense they do understand that that will be the road forward for the United States?
Well, I think they understand that, and I think they understand that we are focused on fair trade, that this gigantic deficit that we have with them, that it didn't happen last year, it didn't happen the year before, it's happened over decades, and that this has to be remedied. The China shock gutted our manufacturing sector, and we want to bring that back. On the other side, Party Chair Xi has said that he would like to increase consumption, but to date, the Chinese have just increased manufacturing. So we would like to see them increase consumption. We would like to see them open their market to American products. So there are two ways to rebalance. One is fewer Chinese goods in the U.S. market. The other is more American goods in the Chinese market. And my guess is that the answer is somewhere in between.
Many over on the left side of the media threw a fit yesterday. Over 54 Dutch descent farmers from South Africa were allowed to migrate into the country after the South African government and radical Marxist groups had persecuted, slaughtered, and stolen many of the farmlands plots, committed many atrocities against farmers in South Africa, claiming some sort of racial revenge against, quote, the whites, end quote. This according to Julius Sello Malema, the commander-in-chief of Economic Freedom Fighters and a revolutionary activist for radical change in Africa. This would be the black supremacist who's argued that, for example, he wouldn't be in favor of condemning murder if it was the murder of an individual who was white.
I'm willing to condemn murder, more than willing, but not of white people. I'm not going to play in the hands of white supremacists.
Additionally, Malema has previously castigated members of public office, again, specifically for the color of their skin.
The mayor of DA in PE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain. because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Soli will not be touched. They will be touched, don't worry. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness.
The Trump administration approved these 54 Dutch descendant farmers coming into the United States because of the political and racial persecution they faced in their country in South Africa. The Trump administration was castigated for this because the farmers who were the migrants allowed into the country are white. Here's Trump's response.
I want to ask you about South African refugees. Dozens of Afrikaners who claim discrimination in their home country are heading to the United States, right, where your administration is going to welcome them as refugees. Now, this comes as you've halted virtually all refugee admissions for people fleeing famine and war from countries like Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Why are you creating an expedited path into the country for Afrikaners but not others?
Because they're being killed, and we don't want to see people be killed. Now, South Africa leadership is coming to see me, I understand, sometime next week. And, we're supposed to have I guess a G20 meeting there or something. But we're having a G20 meeting. I don't know how we can go unless that situation's taken care of. But it's a genocide that's taking place that you people don't want to write about. But it's a terrible thing that's taking place. And farmers are being killed. They happen to be white. But whether they're white or black makes no difference to me. But white farmers are being brutally killed, and their land is being confiscated in South Africa. And the newspapers and the media, television media, doesn't even talk about it. If it were the other way around, they'd talk about it. That would be the only story they'd talk about. And I don't care who they are. I don't care about their race, their color. I don't care about their height, their weight. I don't care about anything. I just know that what's happening is terrible. I have people that live in South Africa. They say it's a terrible situation taking place. So we've essentially extended citizenship to those people to escape from that violence and come here. Yeah.
Many leftist pundits and experts, like MSNBC's Donna Edwards, use this as an opportunity to claim that this somehow made President Trump racist.
Well, in my view, what makes it different is that they are white South Africans. The president, in my view, has not hidden his racism behind a bushel. In fact, in his policies, whether it's removing government workers or, in this case, admitting white South Africans while denying refugee status, asylum seekers from other countries, principally Central and South American and Black nations to come into this country. And so I think that, this policy, while it's not surprising in this action, really speaks of the underlying message in this that disrespects and shows disdain for people of color while embracing these Afrikaners now, and also expediting the process by which they can come into the country while denying that same process to other refugees.
And finally, the Trump administration, and specifically President Trump himself, is under considerable fire from many in the media on the left and the right after an announcement and an investigative report by ABC News that the Trump administration was preparing to accept a luxury Boeing 747-8 jumbo jet valued at approximately $400 million from Qatar's royal family for temporary use as Air Force One during President Trump's second term. The reason there would be a need for a 747 to fill in for Air Force One at all has to do with the company Boeing, who has severely lagged behind on the construction of a new Air Force One contract that they received back during the Obama administration. This due to really poor company policy, horrible safety standards, numerous union strikes, not to mention severe design flaws. While individuals like Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer called it, quote, bribery and premium foreign influence, Trump responded rather scornfully that this wasn't a gift to him, but to the Department of Defense.
Mr. President, what do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? Why not leave it behind?
You're ABC fake news, right?
Why not?
It's only ABC. Well, a few of you would. Let me tell you, you should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us, I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much. You know, there was an old golfer named Sam Snead. Did you ever hear of him? He won 82 tournaments. He was a great golfer. And he had a motto: when they give you a putt, you say, thank you very much. You pick up your ball and you walk to the next hole. A lot of people are stupid. They say, no, I insist on putting it. And then they putt it and they miss it. And their partner gets angry at them. You know what? Remember that, Sam Snead. When they give you a putt, you pick it up and you walk to the next hole and you say, thank you very much.
Respectfully, sir, as a businessman, some people may look at this and say, have you ever been given a gift worth millions of dollars and then not received anything?
It's not a gift to me, it's a gift to the Department of Defense. And you should know better, because you've been embarrassed enough, and so has your network. Your network is a disaster. ABC is a disaster.
The original investigation suggests that after the Department of Defense utilized the Qatari 747-8 as Air Force One, then the plane would be donated to Trump's presidential library after his term was over, potentially allowing him personal use post-presidency. Now we get into the speculation territory, because both the Qatari government and the Trump administration have disputed certain aspects of this. Qatar's media attaché, Ali Al-Ansari, has denied the jet being gifted to Trump during his upcoming visit at all, saying that the Pentagon and the Qatari government are still hashing some of this out. It's unclear what the details are just yet. Given Qatar's overt ties to Hamas and other terrorist groups, there's a lot in this story that is worth talking about, but it does delve into the realm of analysis and commentary, which we're going to hit later on the Tony Kinnett Cast this evening. And speaking of, check the description below to make sure you're subscribed to the Tony Kinnett Cast. And join us tonight at 7 p.m. for an exclusive interview with Senator Marshall of Kansas on a new bill that's going to make a massive impact on the families who have been affected by illegal immigrant crime in this country. Until then, I'm Tony Kinnett, and this has been the Daily Signal's Top News in 10. Take care.